Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here's my email, my contact information, my Facebook business page. If you haven't joined, please join. Every other week I try to give out a fun prize. And my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please like, subscribe, watch to the end, and share with all your crafting friends. What are we making today? Well, we're actually going to use some cling wrap. You can use any kind. And we're going to do a background. So let me tell you how we're going to start. Let me move this to the side. I have the painted texture. And what I did, and I see I didn't cut it. Let me make sure. Did I cut it correctly? Maybe I didn't fold it correctly. That's probably it. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And I just put the embossing folder in and embossed just the front half. Now, I also have a 3 1/2 by 5 piece of Azure Afternoon. I have an inside white, 4 by 5 1/4. Then my front piece is 3 1/4 by 4. And then I just cut off a little bit, which is 3/4 by 4, because that's going to be for the little piece on the inside. Just to add a little something. So let's start. I am going to put down a little bit of scrap paper, just so you can maybe see the ink comes around a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by using a mask. Oh, I didn't tell you the stamp set. I'm using Coffee with Friends. So I made a mask. I stamped them out of some, just on a sticky note. And I'm going to put that mask down. Now I'm going to take 2 greens, Lemon Lime Twist and Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to get a little bit of cling wrap. I don't need much. And I'm going to ball it up. The best part of it. Then I'm just going to come around, add a little bit of green. It's like they're sitting in a park. I'm going to just turn it the other way. You can get, if you're at my class, you can get a new piece. But I was just being lazy and just adding a little bit of the Granny Apple Green. Give it a little bit of depth. Making sure I'm getting in between all the parts that are open. All right. Now, I'm also going to use, and I got to get another piece because I put that one away. Try to get it off the roll is the hardest part, I'll tell you. I'm going to just add a little bit to the inside. Last time I only used the inside green. This time I'm thinking I might add some blue in there too. So I'm going to put these closed. It's always good when you're working not to leave your stamp pads open a lot because they will dry out. I take them to my classes and usually by the end they need a good re-inking. I'm using Azure Afternoon and Balmy Blue. Now, I've seen people just make a complete background with this technique, but I wanted to try to see if I could use a mask and make it work with the stamped image. So we'll see how we like it. This is the lighter blue. I'm kind of putting that a little bit there. Once again, I'm just rolling it up, taking the Azure. Azure is dark, so if you add too much, you might not be happy. And just kind of add it as you choose. Maybe a little bit of that, maybe a little bit of blue. And I'm going to close those up. So it's a super easy technique. It gives you a great background, something different. It's for my technique class. And then I can take my mask off carefully. And you're like, wow, what are you going to do now? That's where I'm going to stamp the image. And if it's not completely exact, that's okay. But I'm going to kind of line it up down. Isn't that cool? Easy, but I think it's a nice technique. A lot of clouds. You never know what the day is like. Now I'm going to adhere this to my Azure Afternoon piece, and I have it a little bit longer than it needs to be, because if I make it too short, I have a hard time tearing. When you're tearing paper, tear towards yourself. And don't try to make it straight. It's more interesting if it's not completely straight. That took me a while to figure that one out. I'm going to add a little adhesive, even though this is cardstock on cardstock. Put that right there. That's going to be for my inside. I love these colors, Lemon Lime Twist and Azure Afternoon. They look fun together, don't they? And have you ever done that? Put it on just a little bit crooked. Well, let me put the big part down first. So there's different things you can do. You can take your pick tool, and instead of that pointy end, try this flat end and see if you can get it up a little bit. I'm going to put it back down, so I'm not worried if it's got a little bit. All right, so I just need to move it. I've been using the word smidge an awful lot. So here's the word smidge. And there, I've got it. There are different techniques you can do. That's the one, if it's not too bad, that you can get. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I forgot to stamp my sentiment. I was going to put gems and things, but I've got the background embossed. And I also have a lot of going on there. So I decided to leave it a little bit plainer because there's a lot going on. It's a fun technique. It's using plastic wrap. And there you go. Easy, fun, and yet a unique background. I hope you give it a try.